morning, everyone. How are you this morning? I hope you're well. We have got a sunny day, which is always good. Let me just check. I'm live. I'm live. Hurrah! So, how is everyone? The weather is finally looking better. Just so you know, Sentimental Park is what we're going to be using today. Can't remember if it's carrying over or not. Haven't even got... No, I have got the catalogue. Let's have a look. Is Sentimental Park carrying over? Hello, Shaz. How are you? Hope you are well. Sentimental Park 33. I was up until the wee small hours this morning. It's carrying over. Yay! Yes, so I was up to the wee small hours this morning doing my pre-order. Yes, it's in. I've ordered catalogues. I always do catalogues on a separate order. Hello, Margaret. 8 p.m. Tuesday in Sydney. It's 11 morning here in the UK. Hello, Kay. Oh, get your coffee and find I'm here. Yes, I'm here. So we've got Australia and the US already, and the UK, of course, because Shaz is here. So yes, I think I eventually got to bed at about 1 o'clock this morning. Should we just say that the new system for demonstrators to queue in order, if there's a lot of people trying to order at the same time, we can crash the demonstrator system, ordering system. It's not the same for customers. Hello, Nora. And let's just say it didn't work terribly well. So it was about, it was about 12:30, I think, when I actually managed to get my order to go through. Hello, Deborah from Michigan. Up early to put your order in, absolutely. So I have ordered quite a lot of stuff. I've got all the new colours coming, which is exciting. I've got not quite everything that was on the pre-order list, but maybe quite a lot of it. Anyway, hello, Sherry from Ontario. You got everything you ordered? Yes, Margaret. Excellent. You got in easily at 11:30 last night, Shaz? No, not with me. The number of chats that were going, has anyone got in? Has anyone got in? Has anyone got in? And they were all going, no, no. And some poor girls were actually doing orders for classes. I have to say, if I had a class that had a deadline of the 4th of April, I'd have moved the deadline, because that is just not happy. Anyway, hello, Gary. I have a sneaking suspicion, Gary, that we don't necessarily want you here. I could be wrong, but I have a sneaking suspicion we don't. Is anyone Shaz, are you able to get rid of him? Because for some reason I can't. Let's see if I can make... Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh, no, oh, no. Am I still there? I am. I clicked on something and it went bizarre. Let me see if I can find what I clicked on. No, that's not what I... Oh, it is what I want. Right. Oh! Thank you, Shaz. Oh, I'm back into the system that I used to know. Whoa. Okay. Right. That's interesting. Hello, Leslie. You only had 1 minute wait. Managed to get everything you wanted. I saw your email. Has your husband had to sit down yet? Thank you, Shaz. I just had that sneaking suspicion that his handle wasn't necessarily something we wanted to know any more about. I have now got it running on the system where I can delete people as well. So let's get started without further ado. I'm still here. Good, yes. Oh, Gary, we're going to get rid of you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but, you know, no. Except I would get rid of him, but I can't get down to him. Oh, okay, I think on this system, I'm running late. Right, okay, we'll worry about Gary in a minute. For the moment, I am going to flip the camera down. Nora was waiting for a long time. Now I know who it is who's put in their order, who's on my team. That'll be who. Hello, Jane in Coventry, also known as Learn Online. Right, so let me go down. So I've got my Sentimental Park out. I've got my, I want to say it's the cane embossing folder. I've got my dies. I've got the paper, which is going. Hello, Jan. So this is going. I don't know whether it's still available in your region. I haven't checked the systems today because I've been doing other things, dare I say. Right, like getting this to work. I'm going to start by embossing a couple of the... He's not showing on your live chat. Good, thank you, Margaret. I think Shaz has managed to get rid of him, which is good. So I'm going to start by making a lot of noise, by embossing my card. I've got a piece of balmy blue. And I've also got some basic white that I will be embossing, but I'm going to start with the balmy blue. I have no idea what I'm making this morning. I'm just saying that because I literally have no idea what I'm making. Oh, just realised I hadn't got that light on, which I have now. So this is the embossing folder. Isn't that just gorgeous? So pretty. So pretty. So that's that. Let's get a basic white. I nearly said whisper. I must relabel my hanging folder for my white card for no other reason that it says whisper white, and ooh, I don't think that was straight. No, it is. And by straight I mean straight in the folder. Because my hanging folder where I keep my card says whisper white, I always think of it as whisper white. So I must change it to basic white. It's been a while since we had whisper white. Right, so those are 2 layers done. So let's get rid of this, because if I need to do any more embossing, it will be, or die cutting, it will be on the small machine. Just going to see if... Yeah, no, he's definitely gone. Thank you, Shaz. So, I am going to be doing some die cutting because I want to layer up. These are gorgeous. These embossing folders, not embossing folders, these dies are just gorgeous, because this one, I don't know why I got that one out, because it's smaller, but this one layers onto this one and you can tuck it in. It's so sweet. So I'm going to die cut with this one to start. I think that came from there. With this one, I was going to say, actually, or am I going to? No, I'm going to do stamping first. My brain really isn't working. Being up at 1:30 in the morning is not good for me. It's just, I can't be doing with it. Right, so none of the colour, no, one of them, Mango Melody. Now, those of you in Australia, I'm just going to say something for you. Mango Melody is the least popular colour in Australia. Just saying, it's going, and I love it. And I'm not going to blame the Australians. I'm not. In fact, I think it was the whole of the South Pacific, not just Australia. But I'm going to be using it while I can. So, I am. Where's it gone? There it is. Mango Melody. I love this colour. Absolutely adore this colour. So, I'm going to be using that die on it. So, I want... Ooh... I think I'm going to go thanks, you are amazing. I think. So let's have... You've suddenly all gone quiet. You know that worries me. When people start going quiet, I start panicking that it's not working. So, thanks. Amazing. Margaret doesn't have it. Sherry's going to miss it. Yeah, Shaz loves it as well. I'm just saying, I'm not blaming anyone. Really, I'm not. Much. Right, I'm going to do that as an angle, because otherwise it's not going to fit. So, in fact, let's do it straight. Let's do it straight, the wasteful way. Thanks. Oh, I could do a different colour, couldn't I? Ooh, I could. I'm going to use, is it sweet sorbet? Yes, I'm going to use sweet sorbet for the You Are Amazing. So for those of you who aren't demos, because, you know, there might be a couple of people who aren't demos, either watching live or on the replay. And here's the thing, if you're watching on the replay, you can ask questions, leave. Margaret's an Aussie. Ah, well. It's all right. I'm not going to blame the South Pacific. Honest. So yes, if you're watching on replay, do please remember that if you want to ask a question or leave a comment, you can do that in the area below the description bar. I'm up to date with comments, which is remarkable. I have to say I finished doing them at about 1 o'clock this morning because I couldn't get to sleep after all the excitement of pre-order, which is quite sad, really. So that's going to get die cut with that. I'm going to get some sweet sorbet for my thingy. Is that going to be big enough? Nope, there is a certain inevitability. So we'll use that piece instead. So that's going in there again. I'll keep it vaguely out. And I've managed to, I've managed to find the old cardstock that was in the what's going to be some of the new colours. So some of the returning colours I kept the cardstock for, which is surprising, I think is the word I'm looking for. I'm just cutting that down because otherwise it won't fit through the machine. And this I'm going to cut that way. So again, it won't fit through my mini cut and emboss if I don't cut it down. So, what do you think of the new ink colours? They're okay, Jen. No, I like them. Sorry. You had a parcel in the post today. Is it the new catalogue? It could be. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people. Are you a demonstrator? Because if you're a demonstrator, you should be getting a copy by bulk mail. I haven't seen anyone in the UK receive theirs yet. I've seen an American and an Australian. Because Brenton, who is often on, he's got his. Fingers crossed. I would like to get mine because I prefer a hard copy. I can cope with a virtual copy, but I much prefer a hard copy. I have been known to print the whole thing out on my printer, which I think is technically not allowed, but yeah. You got your catalogue on Monday, did you, Leslie? Wow. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet, as in a hard copy, but I don't think the UK normally is a bit later than everybody else, because, well, and Ireland, I guess, because we've got to, you know, go overseas. Whereas if you're in the South Pacific and you're in Australia, you would be on the same bit of land as the postal as where it's being posted from. So I guess New Zealand will be later getting theirs than Australia. I don't know. I'm just guessing. So I'm just getting rid of these little bits. Someone is mowing their lawn. It's probably our next door neighbour. The house is up for sale and it must be, the grass must be about a foot high. Sadly it was owned by an elderly lady who sadly passed away very, very suddenly last year. Literally, she was washing her hair, and her family are trying to sell the house at the moment, so it's not the straightest I've ever die cut anything, but you know, it'll do. It'll do. So that's going in there like that. Oh, it is so much easier, Margaret, yes. Oh no, Kay, I'm sorry everything's frozen for you. Say, I had a nightmare with it last night. We've got this new Qit system, and that, you know, it told me I had to wait for a minute or two, and I duly did. Tried to order the catalogues that I needed first, because we get them put in the same box as everything else if we don't separate them out. And I have had really bad damage from catalogues slopping around in a box. Sorry, I've got a slightly runny nose for some reason. I think it's because it's cold. Right, so that's that done. But yes, I did have some issues last night. I'm not going to do much else with it. I think I'm going to put it on Mango Melody. Let's embrace the Mango Melody while we can. Because I have quite a lot of it. So if it comes back in the future, which it might, you never know, I'll have lots to use. Right, it's such a lovely colour. It's so bright and sunny and joyous. Hey ho. Oops, didn't cut that properly. Anyway, hello Kay. The sentimental part is staying, yes. Pure fluke. Pure, absolutely unadulterated. Where have I put my bone folder? Fluke. Where's my bone folder? I literally cannot see my bone folder. I must have buried it under something. Oh well, if I can't find it, I will have to use something else, like the, oh, I know what I've got. I can use a block. I don't know where I've put my bone folder. I was literally using it this morning. Did I scoop it up with those? No, no. It'll turn up after we've finished, I would imagine. But I was literally using it 5 minutes before we went live. Right, oh, there it is. Oh, thank you, Shaz. Oh, aren't you lovely? Yes, sharing is caring. Thumbs up, also caring. All those good things. Thank you very much. Right. The labels in these dies are just heaven. And it makes it so easy. 2 die cuts. You know, stamping straight, always a plan. But you can't have everything. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everyone. And the other thing that's going is the Milky Dots. Or another thing that's going. So I'm going to be using those as well. Right, so that's literally the card. Obviously it needs a liner. I might even be rash. I know, this is going to be bizarre. I might possibly put a liner in the card. What's going on? So having had a very late night last night, guess what? I've got another one tonight. I'm on one of the demonstrator councils, which for those of you who aren't demonstrators, or indeed for those of you who are, you may not know, there are various groups that are put together by Stampin' Up. You volunteer, but they then decide whether to pick you or not. And we discuss various projects. I'm on the one they're calling the Join Council, which is all around people joining Stampin' Up and the experience they get when they join. I managed to sleep through the last one, literally. I forgot it was on. Oh, Nora, it is gorgeous. And again, I can't remember if it's carrying over. I'll have a look in a moment. Can't remember. I will have a look in a moment. So yes, I'm on the Join Council. I'm going to use up my Mango Melody ones. And we've also got a lady on it who is in New Zealand. So she's going to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning, her time. And I will finish the meeting at midnight. So, hey-ho, it's fine. I'm going to do a 1 and a 3, and I'll put a 1 up there. Yep, up there. There we are. So that is my first card, other than I want to do a liner. I know what's happened, who has stolen me. And I'm going to use, ooh, that's going to be excitingly busy. I don't care. Right. One of those. And one of those. And let's see, is that embossing folder carrying over or not? Page 33, I think, is what I said. Oh. Carrying over, cane weave, 3D embossing folder. So yes, carrying over. Right, so this is my liner. Let me just grab a scrappity scrap of paper. I did manage to add to my order some mini grid paper because that is also retiring. So yeah. Right, I'm going to do Sweet Sorbet outside, as in outside. Ooh. Outline, that's the word I'm looking for. And then I'm going to do Mango Melody inside. Have a good day at work, Jan. I don't think I've used that stamp, so let's give it a quick one of those. Now, I find it much easier, I've said it before, I will say it again. I find it much easier to line up my stamps if I have stamped the dark colour first, because then you can see it through the lighter colour. So really nice and bright, because we're using that lovely bright sunny Mango Melody. So yes, the Stamparatus sadly is going. There is a legal dispute going on over it. The small grid paper and the Stamparatus, or rather the Stamparatus and the small grid paper. The Stamparatus sold out in Europe over the weekend, I think. May have even been in March still. There is a suspicion... sorry, just trying to find my scrub. There is a suspicion in that on the status report it says not orderable and more TBD. So there is a possibility that there is some more on its way, but I don't know. So that's our first card. It's bright, it's joyous, it's really simple. Right, okay. Let's find a piece of basic white. I even said the right word. So I can cut. That'll be my scrub on the floor. I really must sort out that shelf. I have a shelf under my desk where I just kind of throw things, and every now and again they go, nah, falling on the floor. So this is a score once, cut once card, in that you score where your middle is and then you just cut it in half and you get 2 card bases. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Bone folder, now that I've found it. Right. That more or less fits. So again, this is going to be a fairly simple card. That is actually straight. Wow. I will be using some of the paper. Actually, hang on. No, I want to go this way up. There is method in my madness, and I will explain when I have put this down. This is slightly wider. Oh, actually it's not. I thought it was slightly wider than the card, in which case I wanted the longer bit of the pattern on the side that I was going to trim down, but it fits, so that's fine. Right, and I've used liquid glue for that because it is 3D embossed. It gives more chance that you're going to get adhesive where you need it rather than in the dimples. So let's see, I want some paper and some not paper. I know what I mean. I'll explain it in a moment. I'm wondering. That might work. Might not, but it might. Oh no, let's go monochrome. So I'm going to cut this down to a sensible size. Now I have Kylie Bertucci's sizing pieces, which are so helpful. She sells the measurements for, I think it's $5 Aussie dollars, but it means you can just go, that looks the right sort of size, and then you know which measurements to use. You have to pay for each of the sets of measurements, but yeah. Maybe I'll go that side. Oh no, that's a horrible, horrible measurements to do. Yeah, let's do that size. So we're going 4 7/8 by 3 1/8 of an inch. One of my team managed to get 3 1/8. Managed to get a Stampin. She's been after one for ages, and she bought it before it reduced in price, because it was a question of do you want it or not. So that's then going to go on there. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. It's all coming together in my head. Leslie has the templates and she loves them. Yeah, I would urge anyone who does mass card making to get them. They are so helpful. No, that's not what I want. Okay, we'll take that piece. All I'm going to do is just put a tiny weeny frame around it, and I'm going to do it by eye. Having said you can use the templates, because I want it to be the tiniest little frame. Hello, Jenny. Trash bag fashion lover. Let's think about that for a moment. Bear with me one little moment. Report. Okay. Good. Oh, Shaz, you got there first. Good, we've got rid of her. Marvellous. Sorry about that. It's obviously, you know, my turn again. Hello, Barbara. I think we do take it in turns to have inappropriate people on our channels, and it's obviously my turn today. Right, so just a tiny, tiny, tiny little frame around that so that it stands out a bit more. And then, ooh, as I've got it out, why don't I grab my Versamark and my white embossing and right, okay. Just having a quick think about how I want to do this. Thank you, Kay. Hello, Karen. I hope you're feeling reasonably okay. I know you're going through stuff at the moment. Right, I'm just thinking how I want this to end up looking, and I think I'm there. So I'm going to stamp and heat emboss a flower and the leaves, and then I'm going to have another think. So, flower, leaf. Again, I don't think I've used this. Your puppy has finally fallen off his twig. Bless. Right, I think that will fit on there. Yes, it will. So, the embossing additions are carrying over. So if you want the tray and the embossing buddy and all that good stuff, that is carrying over. I won't be using the tray this morning, but you know, it will be carrying over. Oh, and I think I've got my head in the way again. Right, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of those. Let's grab my white embossing. Well, that didn't come out properly. We're doing that. Why didn't that? I think I pressed too hard. So let's do it at the other end. And not press quite so hard. That looks better. Yes, much better. So here I pressed too hard. Oh, 12-week-old Cavalier Poodle. Karen, I'm glad you're doing all right this week, and I will be thinking about you next week. That's the way it goes, I'm afraid. But at least now, hopefully, you've got that rhythm going, so you know when you're going to have good days and bad days. I know I found that quite helpful when I was going through what you're going through. It meant I had more time to plan stuff. Right. So, heat tool. Come on. Where are we? 25 minutes to go. The Energizer Bunny doesn't have that much energy. Ooh, now I'm just going to do something a bit odd. So I am going to do this one that didn't work properly because I just want to show you something. So you know I keep saying you've got to wait until it's cold before you... Of course it's not going to do it for me this time, so let me have another go. In fact, I'm going to grab that and just do that. That is what I mean. I mean, I've done it deliberately. That is what I mean by wait until it's set, because if you don't, you can smudge it. So for those of you who've been wondering why on earth I keep saying that, that's why. I'm glad for that, Karen, that you know roughly when things are going to happen. I mean, I'm obviously really sorry that you're having to go through it, but at least if you've got a bit of a rhythm. Hello, Pam from Australia. Right, okay. Needless to say, she says, then saying it. I always wonder, why if it's needless to say, do people then say it? And here I am saying it. When my pre-order arrives, I will do an unboxing. So you can look forward to that. Ooh. 1, 2. Right. So that's going to go there. Grab a bit of... Oh, come on. Grab a bit of tacky tape. And this one. Now, this is always the key, is lining it up. There is this one, this petal here, that goes on this petal here, and it's the only one that has that kind of upward movement. Oh, Chaz likes an unboxing. Oh, bless you, Karen. Of course you're going to get support from us, even if it is 6 a.m. in the morning with you. Wow. Now, if it was soon after, if it was when you're still on steroids, I'm assuming you're on steroids immediately after you've had your treatment, 6 a.m. in the morning was easy for me when I was doing what you're going through, because basically I didn't sleep. It was ridiculous. Right, okay, so I've got those two pieces, and I've got this, so those are going to go on there, sort of, but not before I have found, oh, there they are, So not before I've popped a sentiment, a little sentiment on there, but I'm going to die cut it first so that I've got my spacing, because I want it to go long and thin. So let's get this back. I don't want that one this time. Can I get it in that way? I'm not going to risk it. So it's warm one day and freezing another day with Jenny. Yeah, I mean, we're in a similar position. Yesterday, hubby and I, some of you will remember, we do a monthly Let's Be Healthy for a week, once a month. And it's that week because, hey, it's also Holy Week. So, you know, that makes sense. So that's going to go there, and that's going to... So we went out for our walk yesterday afternoon, and he was all huddled up in his jacket, and I was just wearing a jumper and a kind of body puffer thing. And I have to say, I was quite chilly to begin with, and then I wasn't. So, will that fit? It'll go up there, maybe. No. Ooh, that's that. I might be pushing my luck, but let's try and see. Wish me luck, because what I want to do, almost out of blocks. Right. Knight of Navy, as in I need to take some stamps off some of the blocks I've already used. It's our waistlines actually, Shaz. We kind of need to do it. So I'm just going to ink up Celebrate. Anyway, so yes, it was a lovely afternoon, gloriously sunny, but yet we had a frost overnight. So that's the Celebrate, which might be too far to the left, but never mind, it's all fine. It's going to be fine. It will be fine. Just make sure that is fully dry. And now I'm going to ink up Let's. And that is going to go over there. So we've got Let's Celebrate, and hopefully I can then get the flower on. Oh yes, oh yes. So that will now stand out. Perfect. Right, this is working. I'm going to make it an expensive card. Never seen your waistline. Sherry walks every day, keeps you sane. Yeah, I don't feel the cold unless it's really cold. I have the overhead fan on as I'm watching this. Okay. So there's been some really decent storms, have there, down with Leslie? Okay. We've had some torrential rain, just saying. The river is ridiculously high at the moment because the water's all coming down from the north. So we have the Thames near us, and so it starts up country and comes down to us, and when it's on its way down to us, it collects all the water from everybody else's storms as well as ours. We have lakes where there used to be fields. The river, the roads aren't flooded yet. I wouldn't be surprised if the road to the next village isn't flooded by the time we get to the end of the week. Fortunately, we've got dry weather now, so, you know, all good. So this is going to go in the middle. In the middle. You'd think, as there are straight lines on here, on the embossing folder, that I would be able to do straight, wouldn't you? Apparently not. Right, this I'm going to put straight onto here, and then I'm going to put the flower on with dimensionals. And I'm going to have it, shall I have it to one side? No, I'm going to go reasonably middle. Right, I'm going to use black because navy is dark. That's my logic. And I know it's going on to white, but my logic is if what I'm sticking is dark, then I use dark dimensionals. Excuse me. You walk at least 10 miles every day, Shaz. Well, I take my hat off to you. We don't. We do a quick trot round the village, or the fields round the village. Our favourite walk at the moment is Impassable because it's across a temporary lake. And that's going to be pretty impassable now for probably the next 2 or 3 weeks, because it's so wet that even when the water subsides, it's going to just be mud underneath, because it's a footpath across a field, so it's a right of way across someone's field. So yeah, so one of the reasons I put this straight onto here is because I want this hanging off, and it's much easier than having to do layers of dimensionals. I forgot, of course, you're on a farm, Shaz. Has your lambing finished? Because I think you were in lambing time recently. Our local, well, the Earth Trust, which has lambs on it, they had their lambing event over the weekend. Well, they have it twice. They have it once. Where have the big ones gone? Oh, I can't see them for looking. They had last weekend, well, 2 weekends ago, and last weekend they had to cancel most of last weekend because it was so wet. Oh, bless you. I saw your email that you were having more spinal surgery. Hopefully that won't be too long and your surgeon will be back from his holiday soon. So I'm just going to add some milky dots because I've got to use them up. It's got to be done. Not sure I want more than that though. So that's that one. One more card and we are done. You're almost done, are you? Good. Right, okay, so we've got a white base somewhere. There we are, one white base. And I've been trying to do some mental arithmetic while I've been crafting, which may or may not have been a good thing. So these, an imperial card base ends up at, sorry, metric card base ends up at 10.5 centimetres. Okay, so if my maths is right, if I do 3 centimetre strips, that will be 9, and that will give me some wiggle room. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to have them obviously shorter than the card base. So let's just sort this out. So I'm going to cut this at 9 centimetres. or not. And then at 5 5/8, because, you know, why not? And then I'm going to cut this into 3 centimeter strips. Need to change my blade. I was prepping my class boxes over the weekend, so I have done rather a lot of cutting. Right, okay, so that one, yes, definitely, that one can come in. So we're going to have that, we're going to have that, and that's too light really. I want another darkish Night of Navy. Oh, unless we go for something really... Oh, that'll do. That'll do. Right, okay, so those are going to be my 3 patterns. And these are going to be 2.5 centimetres, yeah, a little bit over. Right, so 2.6 centimetres, 2.7 centimetres. And then you cut them all at once because you can. And then this is going to be cut down. No, isn't that interesting? That's not the same length. To 5.5 or 14 centimetres. And assuming I have got my maths right, big assumptions, these will fit nicely. They will! Okay, 2, 3, and then they should fit nicely on the front of my card. Right, okay, we're going to go for quick stick. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I had a complete panic. As some of you may know, I have been lucky enough to earn the Norway incentive trip. Less than 1% of demonstrators earn it, and it's really hard. I have to say that. And it is, I mean, to be fair, it is really hard work to get there. Particularly if you're a fairly baby demonstrator and not, you know, one of the top US demos. And I was checking or trying to check something over the weekend, and I looked at the information I had submitted for the tickets and stuff. I'd missed out giving my middle name. I was like, no! Does that mean I can't go? So I sent a panicked email to the event team at Stampin' Up, who have managed to put my middle name in. So we're all good. Right, so that's going to go there. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. And then we're going to do a die over the top. So the key to this is to get this in the middle. So 10.5 is 5.25. So I'm going to have that there. And thank you, Pam. So yes, I was in a real panic, I have to say, but no, bless them. The events team sent me an email and said, don't worry, just make sure your flight tickets are in the right name. Happily, I don't need to worry about that because it's the trip leaves from Southampton, so I'm not having any flights. Is that central? Pretty much. It'll do. It will do. So yes, I'm really excited. I have to say it's dubious as to whether or not I will earn the Mexico trip. I mean, very dubious. I think it's highly unlikely, frankly. Right, so I put on the information that I had to submit for my booking, it said, oh, that wasn't central, never mind. It said on the information that I was submitting, it said add your full first and any middle name. And for some reason, I only put my first name. So because they were then they would be issuing tickets using that information, and it had to be the same as your passport. My passport says Elizabeth Margaret Yuille. So that's what it needed to be, and I'd left the Margaret bit out. So, yeah. Stupid. Right, I am going to use one of these backgrounds as my background. But I want it to be... No, I'll use the dots. So I'm going to use this to die cut this. It's going to be really bright, but it's going to fit in with this. Yeah, so it's like when you're booking an air flight, you need it to be in your full name. And for some inexplicable reason, my guest had got hers right. It wasn't why I was looking, to be honest, and I never did find the answer to the question I was there to ask, which is fine. You're Margaret Elizabeth. How funny, Margaret. Your brother-in-law is a Viking king in Gudvangen. Well, princess names, actually family names in my case. I have been to Norway 4 years ago in March. My father was on a cruise to Norway, my now late father, and he was taken ill in Bergen and had to have a pacemaker fitted. So I flew out to bring him back, and I ended up, it was supposed to be 2 days just to go there, get him and bring him back. 10 days later we got home. Don't even go to what was going on. So yeah, that was fun. But yes, so Bergen, lovely. Really liked Bergen. I was hoping that the cruise would go to Bergen so I could go there to not be with my father, as in to see it properly as a tourist. Right, stamps. What have we had? We've had thanks, you're amazing. Let's celebrate you. I've got the stamps out, so let's do it. Right, I'm going to go nice of navy because I've got that out. So let's make sure that's clean. Yes. Somewhere I've got... No, I haven't got you out. Okay, well, let's take that off there and put that on there and get you. Right. They're both family names. How funny. Leslie's first name is June, but always called Leslie. Oh, yeah. I hear where you're coming from, Leslie. My cousin, one of my cousins, we know as Jonathan, but actually his first name's Edmund. I'm over stamping. As in pressing too hard. So let's not, eh? Better. Right, so I'm just going to quickly die cut this, and then we can put it all together and we will be good. Right, so let's take that off. Come on. Get rid of the bits I don't need anymore, i.e. the bits that have fallen out. Come on. There's always those little bits that are the most annoying. Right, die, card. Let's try and get it vaguely straight. I'm not going to go into the middle because that way I'm bound to fail. So if you're worried about getting things in the middle, don't. So I'm deliberately die cutting this so that the let's is to the left. Glennis, that's an unusual or not common name. My grandmother, one of my grandmothers was Gwyneth. So that's the Let's Celebrate You. That's going to go on there on dimensionals. We are going to do some stamping with, so that's going to go under there. So we're going to stamp, where are you? With this, no, with this, in Mango Melody. You're not a Jennifer, no, absolutely. Where's my grid paper gone? Where are you? There you are. Mini grid paper. So to fill in this space, I'm just going to come in with that stamp. And that's all I'm doing. I'm not going to do anything more exciting with it than that. It's just to fill in that space a bit. Once we've got it in here, preferably without the little bits, once we've got it in here, it will, the white space will be less noticeable. That's all those bits. And then we will be done. So let's pop that in there. I am actually going to put a little bit of seal just to give it a bit more support, because this is only paper, this bottom layer. Now the key is to then not let it stick where you don't want it to stick. Is easier said than done, but there we go. And then that's going to go on there with dimensionals. Yeah, that works. And then we'll be done. Oh, Michaela, of course, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I think I knew you were a Michaela, okay. And I will put some more milky dots on. That is the right way up. There we go. Milky dots. And we are done. Hurrah! Right, so 1, 2, 3. 3 Sentimental Park. It is carrying over. Cards done. Yes. So if you haven't already given me a thumbs up, I would be thrilled if you would. By all means, leave any questions or comments if you're on replay. Do remember that if you want to see more madness, subscribing is the way to go. And, oh, thank you, Nora. This is such an easy layout. Yeah, 9 centimetres, cut into 3 centimetres, and then just strips. It's a great way to use up scraps, particularly if you've got 6x6 paper, where if you're using the whole of a piece of paper for your card front, you're going to end up with those strips. Really great way to do that. So, thank you very much. Let me flip the camera up. Thank you, everyone. So, thank you very much for joining me. Do remember that the 60% clearance is on for last chance. If you want to get new goodies and you aren't yet a demonstrator, you can by getting the starter kit. And if you're in Europe, drop me an email and I will very happily talk through how that can be done. Thank you, Shaz. Because yes, you can get the items from the pre-order list in your starter kit. So do remember that. You can also put in the discount items in your starter list. So well said, Jenny. Yes, Karen, good luck with your next treatment on Thursday. I will, next Thursday, isn't it? So you're here this Thursday, it's next Thursday. I will look forward to seeing you all very soon, 3 o'clock UK time for my next live. And as soon as my big box arrives, and it's going to be a big box, I will do an unboxing. There's a lot of blends in there, which I won't show you all the blends because you don't want to see all the blends. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic rest of your day wherever you are in the world. That depends on whether it's a long day or a short day. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for now. Bye.